What is up, Awesomenauts? My name is Nakusoo, and I love to welcome you back to Clunk's Cleanup. This game is created by Matata Von Fox from the Awesomenaut forums. You can find a link to this game in the description box below. So why am I back to this game? Well, I am on Alpha 2. This is the second version that was recently released, and I was pretty excited to play it. I played around for 40 minutes or so, and I looked at all of the abilities and kind of got an idea for what's a little overpowered and what's not as overpowered. Maybe can use some tweaking. As you can see at the start here, we're here with something completely new. But before we get to that, let me quickly explain what Clunk's Cleanup is if you're not familiar with the first video that I created on this game. Clunk's Cleanup is a survival shooter where you play as Clunk against droids, lots of droids, waves of droids and turrets. While the Awesomenauts are on vacation, Clunk is left on cleanup duty. So that is basically the premise of this game. Once you destroy all the turrets, that's when you win. But that isn't implemented quite yet, as it's still in the early alpha stages. Now back to the shop here, we'll have 3 rows. The first row is action, which is more of the cool stuff that you'll see, more of the flashy stuff. The second row is where you have your utilities, so you can also shoot small missiles before exploding, which is a new ability added to the game, which is really cool. I forgot to mention about exploding in my first video. I thought that was weird now that I look back at it, that Clunk didn't have his explode. But now that he does, this opens up more opportunities to destroy enemies and to also help out. We have the last row, which I like to call the support row. This is a row that you can get solar over time. You can decrease the amount of solar for each upgrade. You can also go to the right side and get regeneration and help pick up some of the other smaller droids. Now, Clunk's Cleanup Alpha 2. This is a version that was pretty polished from the first one. There's other things that was added as we get into the game. I'm going to quickly go over some of these abilities, the abilities that I will be using today. And one of the more overpowered, I guess you can say, kind of abilities that I'll go through. If we want to go straight into the game, I'll have a miniature Clunk right here that you can click on. But as always, let's get started. So for the first ability at the top left, we have the Model Ice Cream Truck. This is an awesome ability. Restore additional health over time. That allows you to sustain. As you can see, you have a description at the bottom, 20 health per level. You have a total of 3 levels, so you'll have a total of 60 health per level at max. You get 1 level per 100 solar, so you need 300 in order to get the max level. I also like the little tidbits you have at the bottom. A model of Scoop's Royal Carriage of Justice. You have the Gnaw plushie. The Gnaw plushie is so cute. Adds an acid spit to bite. So this is another cool ability. It adds a bouncing glob of acid that goes around. It damages droids and turrets, I believe. 1 level per 75 solar. As you can see, there's different ones. You have ones that can help with exploding, biting enemies. You have Tickle Me Teddy, which increases the boost charge after landing a bite. You have the mint condition Crocodile, which is another great ability for regeneration, which is the build I'm going to be going with. In the second tier tree, we have the Worm Wipeout. Explode, restores health for each enemy hit. I'm going to be taking that. Going to be taking a pot, which deals damage in an area while Explode is fully charged. So while you have Explode fully charged, your health will drain, but you will be damaging enemies around you very slowly. This only has 1 level. It's unlocked at 100 solar. And this changes the playstyle from previously. You'll have to be really careful. Although with regeneration, with the build I'm going with, I find it a little overpowered, as I wasn't using the explosion, and instead I was just using the A-pop ability with the aura around me. And lastly, we have the Zurian Janitor. We have the Nuclear Spray Clean. We have the Robot Air Freshener, the Solar Shrine, or solar shine I should say. We have the sonic sweeper, which decreases the solar needed for each upgrade. All of these have different descriptions. They're pretty funny when you look at them, referencing Awesomenauts in their own way. Also have the owner of a lonely brain, the Clunk's machine Managray, and also the Brizab. But yeah, I'm going to just going with the Zurian janitor and yeah, the spray clean, those two. So this is my build, highly regeneration favorite, which is pretty powerful. I would say maybe it's a bit too powerful, as I'll go into the game and show you. But before that, I guess I'll explain quickly what abilities I found that was a little too lacking. The Sonic Sweeper, I didn't really feel that I needed this at all, because you collect enough solar from all the droids that's spawning and all the solar that's everywhere in the air, and that drops from the enemies that, you know, spawn and whatnot. So I didn't feel that was really needed. Maybe increasing that to -50 needed for each upgrade so it gets quicker. We have the solar shine, so gain solar over time. Again, I didn't feel that was really needed when I was playing. I tried to play around with it. You do get, you know, solar quicker. It allows you to use your other abilities. But I feel just like the regeneration and the droids that you get, you have a 10% chance drop, you know, increases 5 levels. So that's pretty awesome. Once you get this max, there's going to be like so much. So maybe this can be tuned down a little with, I don't know, maybe lowering the max levels. There's going to be a lot of health pickups you'll see as we get into that. And also the nuclear spray clean. This is a pretty good ability. I wouldn't say anything's too bad about this one. The robot air freshener I tried one time. That's actually a pretty good ability. So it's mainly these two, the first two in this tree, that I kind of had a problem with. This one also being slightly powerful, maybe too powerful. And the second tier, the APOP is pretty darn good, which is another issue I guess with the regeneration. As long as you're shooting the droids, it's pretty difficult for you to die. And you have this aura around you, which you don't really use your explosion. It changes up the playstyle, but I guess if you want to really stick to the Awesomenauts type of playstyle, you would really want to, I don't know, maybe increase the amount of health that's drained, because it drains slowly. But if you have all of these, it just gets difficult, you know, to die. But if you do not have these regenerations, if you're wondering, yeah, it's actually pretty darn hard to use this effectively because your health drains really quickly. So I guess with a sustained type of build, this becomes a little too powerful, but without it, it's pretty difficult. So if you want to challenge yourself, try using that. With these other abilities, I didn't really use too many of these. Like the explosion's kind of nice, you know, it gets enemies in a longer range, though you have your shots and missiles. Maybe if this was more powerful with the explosion, also with the increase, but that could also be overpowered. So I'm not entirely sure what you could really change on that one. We have the spawning of the butterfly droids, which is pretty cool. And that one is actually pretty nice to have around you. You have a total of 3 droids. They do have a bug at the moment, but you already know about that, where they stack out. Wormhole Wipeout, explode, restores health for each enemy hit. I don't really have a problem with this. This goes good with the explosion. And we have the shoot small missiles before exploding. So with this one, you know, there's like not too many issues with this one. I guess it's pretty nice. I like using it. I don't use it as much as the other ones. I kind of favor these two, and also the one where you spawn the butterfly droids. And lastly, at the top, this is the model ice cream truck. This is the Null plushie, again, Clunk action figure, and the last 2 abilities. Of course, the ones that restore your health is very, very nice. The Null plushie is also a nice ability. You can spam this quite a bit, maybe a little too much, and you know, it destroys turrets really quickly when you have that with your missiles and your bullets as Clunk. You have the Clunk action figure, charge, explode by biting enemies. I didn't use this too much, but I can see this being pretty good if you're going for something maybe with the A-pop where you'll be using the exploding more, so maybe that's something that you can possibly do when you play. And lastly, we have the Tickle Me Teddy boost without using charge after landing a bite. Lasts 2 seconds per level. This is also another cool ability that I like. You know, something different than the regeneration. The regeneration isn't going to be the funnest or most fun to look at. You know, it's just going to be something that I just want to show for the sake of maybe what needs to be changed in the future. And yeah, that was pretty long, I know that, but I really wanted to explain this to Matata, that really my thoughts and also concerns about some of these abilities. I'm glad I really got to say what I really wanted to say about these abilities. That's all I really had to say as well. I quickly went over most of these, mostly pointing out the important ones that I kind of had issues with. But with that, everyone, let's finally get into the gameplay. So now that we're into the game, finally, you can see some changes at the top right. You can see the HUD changes at the bottom right, at the bottom left. And you can also see a little bit of changes with Clunk. Our shots now have a radius. You can see a circle with the impact of the missile. So that's pretty awesome. Anything within that is going to be dead. The droids are basically the same, but their shots are different now. Pretty awesome to see that the shots are slightly different, and that aura around us is one of the abilities that we collected. And now we have to keep shooting every single thing. We cannot stop going around, because this is one of the cool things about this ability. As long as you have droids around here and you're careful with your shots, earlier on it's pretty easy to not die as much. Also, you can use your explosion to cancel that out. So once you have that off of cooldown, you can see that we're not losing health anymore. But once we get to max level and we have that aura around, we won't really be using our shots that much. Yeah, I know I'm getting into really low health. This game, I would say it got easier, to be honest, from what it was before. Now you see me at 130 health, right? Okay. I'm just going to be going around shooting these droids, and I guess while I'm doing that, I can explain what bugs I encountered. I only encountered one bug, and that bug is where the super droids got caught in the spawner. I'm not sure how or if that's an issue, but there's a couple of times I seen the super droids spawn and they got just stuck in there, and it was kind of weird. But yeah, that's the only issue that I encountered that I didn't see you mention on the forums. So as we destroy this turret, these turrets are pretty easy to destroy as well. You can see that the turrets are slightly weaker in terms of all their bullets that was coming before. I can literally stand next to a turret while in the state. You can see all these pickups, all these health pickups too. As you see, there was one droid over there and one super droid just stuck there. They get like that sometimes. You had to come over and just destroy them. Our solar gain is pretty awesome. We have our explode, as you've seen before. It's when it changes to that, and I really like that. There's still no music. If you're wondering, the music I'm using is still custom music. No sounds as well. That will still be implemented in the future. But with all the health pickups, you can see, even if I wasn't using some of this regeneration, once you get to the max health pickups, there's quite a few pickups to go around. You get a little low, but as you shoot this turret, you get back to full health. I guess that's like one of the issues, as you're just shooting things, you're just shooting them, getting so much health back. You don't fear turrets. You can literally just like stand right here in the turret's range. I almost died there, but you know, it was still fine. As you're like careful, you can pretty much deal damage to all these turrets, explode if you really wanted to. Though you see that when I wasn't using the explode, I wasn't really having too many issues as I was just shooting these droids. Other than that, I really like the changes to the bullets. You know, they have color now. That's really nice. The droids have color as well with their bullets, so you know, it's just a nice change. I'm not sure if you changed anything in the types of ways that they fire their bullets to you, if it's slower or if it's exactly the same. but I just think everything is a bit more polished and I really like how it's coming out. It's been a lot of fun. And definitely I can't wait to see what you have in store in the future, you know, after this, where you see more maps come out and you see other things, different environments. It's just gonna be a nice change when you like see something like that. But I guess the main point of this whole video, well, I think I got stuck on there. I guess the main whole point of this video was just to show the shop and kind of what changed with that and different abilities. When you go into a game, it's more varied now, so I did find myself staying on this a lot more than I did previously. You know, like before it was only like a 5-minute thing, but with this one I could play it for like 20 minutes, so it definitely is increasing. I'm definitely having fun with it, as you know, you just shoot droids. Just a nice simple game. And that's all I really want to show in this video. I guess I can actually go back like quick. As you can see, I have full health. There was a couple of times I was low, but I wasn't really worried about that as long as you're just shooting everything. And I think I killed all of the turrets as well, so that game would have ended very quickly. So you can press the P button, that brings you back to the shop, but this does reset everything. You can also give yourself solar with the L key. And also with the M key, you can recharge your explode. This is all debugging stuff right now, so I'm just pointing that out how I got back to the shop. So let's just get something for fun. Let's not do any regeneration right quick, and I'll just give this a go. Let's see, what else can I get that's pretty cool? How about we get the charge explode? Shooting missiles is pretty cool. Everyone likes missiles. I can also I'll actually show off the droids, because you know, if you're a Genji player with your humming droids, or if you're a Raylan player, you might like that little feature. And also let's give missiles homing on targets, so that's pretty good. And I can give the solar over time so we can get to it quicker. But you know, when you're doing that debug stuff, it's going to get harder, because you know, it's like all these turrets are here. So this is just like more of a demonstration when you use that P key. If you want to reset the game, just make sure you just exit out the game and restart it up. It doesn't take long either way. Now you see the globs coming over. I'm just using my shots. This is really fun. I don't know, I just like the action ones a lot. You know, it just makes this more difficult, because you have to watch your fire now instead of just, you know, shooting. You have to be careful to dodge bullets when you go a build like this. I guess you can say when you're playing Clunk and Awesomenauts and you're just like, whoa, that is a lot of bullets, and you have all that health and regeneration, I guess it kind of feels and fits the theme of it. As you can see, I'm in the negatives now. I would have died. Holy crap. Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff here. Normally you'll just start out with your upgrades, but I just wanted to show this out for demonstration purposes. Our explode, you can see, it's so huge now. It's actually pretty good, but you know, when you have that other one, it kind of just makes you think that it could be a little bit better. The missiles, as you can see, larger once I got the upgrade. Now that they're impacting, now that there's impact, you can see it take out more droids as well as I'm in the. Holy crap, look at my health. That's pretty bad. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. This was a longer video, much longer video than the previous one. If you stuck through this whole video, I thank you so much for sticking through this. As you see, the little droids here, they're stuck together though. That's a bug that's going to be fixed. Oh yeah, actually one small feature that I kind of forget that I just saw randomly is like you see under Clunk, you see that little boost, his jetpack. It's pretty cool. I like it. That little feature, just little things like that makes this a lot better. But as always, everyone, I thank you so much for watching this video, for sticking through this longer video. I'm glad I got most of the stuff I wanted to say about this. A more detailed video than the first one to give all of my thoughts on this. I'll be covering the future ones, as well as I'll just be sticking to this game, as it's been a really fun experience. Alright everyone, so thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date with more of these Awesomenaut videos, these types of videos where I go over different types of Awesomenaut commentaries, guides, gameplays, and also fan-made games, art and whatnot, then make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with my content. Possibly leave a comment to if you played this game before, if you like it, if you don't like it, what's your feedback on this game? And as always, take care and remember, you're all